Hi. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the fundamentals of dog grooming. The purpose of this speech is to educate you, the dog owner and the dog enthusiast, on what is necessary in grooming your dog at home. I want to educate you on the steps that are needed, the tools that you're going to use, as well as why it is so vitally important to the health and happiness of your dog. Although going to the dog groomer might be the easiest choice for you, grooming your dog every 6, 8, 10, or even 12 weeks just simply isn't enough. There's things that you can do at home in between those routine groomings, and these things are what I'm going to show you today. Now, I am a professional dog groomer myself. I've been grooming dogs for 7 years, and I can tell you horror stories of some of the dogs that have come in filthy, matted, covered in fleas, ticks, ear infections, embedded toenails. And I have to tell you that this makes for a miserable experience, not just for me, but for your dog as well. Removing mats from the skin is very painful. Fleas are very irritating to a dog. Ticks can cause health concerns. So I also want to give you a little bit of insight on what to look for when you're grooming your dog. And I want you to understand that a lot of these times it's not because of the neglect on the owner's part or the fact that they didn't love their dog. It's simply just because they didn't know what to do. Now, you might own a mixed breed, or maybe you own a prize-winning purebred dog. But I know that you love your dog very much. You consider them to be a part of your family. Maybe you even call them your children. I know I do. I have three dogs, but I call them my four-legged children, and my parents even call them their grand dogs. So I know exactly what a dog means to your family. And so don't you want to give them the best kind of care that you can? And it's very simple, it's very easy, and it's not very time-consuming. And the best part of it, it might just save you some money. So let's start off by discussing bathing and drying real quick. Now, some of you might not bathe your dog at home. Maybe they're too big, maybe they're too hairy, and that is perfectly fine. But I want you to, real quickly, I just want you to understand that if you're going to bathe your dog at home, make sure you're using a dog-specific shampoo. No human shampoo, even baby shampoo. The pH level is a lot different, and it can really dry out your dog's skin. Also, I want you to know you can never bathe your dog too much. Bathe them on a daily basis if you want. Just make sure you're using a dog-specific shampoo. Also, if you have a dog that is like a husky, a German shepherd, a golden retriever, something with a really thick undercoat, make sure that you're not leaving your dog wet. Really towel dry them well. You can even take just your standard blow dryer and blow dry them for a few minutes. You know, really just get as much of that undercoat dry as you can. Leaving a dog wet can actually cause skin sores and dry out the dog's skin. So make sure that you're blow drying your dog. Obviously, the most important step in dog grooming is brushing. And I have a few brushes here that I want to show you. And the first brush is a slicker brush. Now this brush is really great for, again, those huskies and the German shepherds that have that real thick undercoat. It really gets all of that out. The second brush that I have here is a pin brush. Now this pin brush is great for your silky coated breeds. So anything with long hair, your Maltese, Yorkies, and of course anything that's mixed with a Yorkie or a Maltese or anything like that. Pin brushes are great. The third brush I want to show you is a boar bristle brush. Now this is great for your boxers, your Dobermans, even your Labs, Weimaraners, anything with real short coats, and it really just gets them nice and shiny. Now the second thing I want to talk about is nails. If you feel comfortable doing your dog's nails at home, I would encourage you to do so. And I would encourage you to do so because short nails don't get stuck in your carpet, they don't get ripped off, and they don't get embedded into the pads. Now, a little fun fact about nails. The more you clip your dog's nails, the shorter and shorter and shorter they can go because that quick resides. You know, so often people are like, get my dog's nails super duper short. You can only go as far as the quick. So if you clip your dog's nails weekly, every other week, however much they need it, that quick will reside each time and you'll be able to get a shorter and shorter nail. Now, the kind of nail clippers that I prefer and that you'll probably see most on the market is the guillotine style clippers, where the nail goes into here and you just gently clip. They don't put a lot of pressure on the nail. It clips them nice and quickly so the dog is not struggling so much or pulling away from you. You're less likely to cut the nail too short that way. So make sure that you're using an appropriate size nail clipper for the appropriate size dog. You don't want to use a tiny nail clipper on a St. Bernard, but you don't want to use a large nail clipper on a tiny dog. When we brush our dogs and we take the time and we work through a brush through them, we're actually able to really examine their skin, which is so important. If you notice that your dog has a lot of dander, this might be a warning sign that, number one, maybe you need to change their food. Maybe they're lacking something in their diet. Number two, maybe they need grooming more often. A lot of times a dry coat is an indicator of a dirty coat. Now, understand that a little bit of dander is normal, but you don't want to see it in excessive amounts. Brushing your pet can determine whether or not they have fleas or ticks. If you're brushing your pet, then you'll be able to see signs of fleas, flea dirt, fleas themselves. You'll also be able to look in places that you might not normally see when you're petting them, behind the ears, on their belly, their chest, for ticks. Especially during your summer months, there's going to be a lot of tick issues that you're going to find. The importance of making sure that you're checking for these fleas and ticks is because they can cause some health concerns. You'll want to talk to your vet if you want some more information on that, but dogs should be flea and tick free. So the conclusion of this is to make sure that you're spending the time and you're grooming your dog, you're running a brush through them, you're bathing them, you're keeping them clean, you're keeping them free of mats, and as a result, you're going to have a healthier, happier dog. I'm telling you what, if there's one thing I know, it's that a clean dog is a happy dog. And one other thing I know is that if you have a clean dog, you're going to love that dog 10 times more. There's nothing like giving your dog a big hug and just smelling they're nice and clean, feeling a soft, silky coat. Those are just great feelings. So before I end my speech, I want you to know that if you are going to use any product on your dog, if you have any kind of concerns about a health issue with your dog, please make sure you are contacting your veterinarian. Don't use the internet for sources on what to use on your dog's pet coat, if you're going to clean the ears, that sort of thing. Make sure you're talking to your veterinarian. And just make sure that it's dog safe. Don't use any kind of human products on your pet. So again, just remember that a happy dog and a healthy dog is a clean dog. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this speech.